Two Burmese men have been convicted and sentenced to death for murdering two UK tourists in Thailand. The bodies of backpackers Hannah Witheridge and David Miller were found on an island beach in September last year. From Thailand, Jonathan Head reports.
Arriving at court to hear their fate. Two young Burmese men charged with a horrific crime on a holiday island. David Miller and Hannah Witheridge had been doing what so many young Britons do at their age, backpacking through Thailand. Their battered bodies were found last year on this beach early one morning. From the start, the police investigation was marred by accusations of incompetence. The crime scene was never sealed. Evidence was poorly handled. Police statements were confusing. And when they detained the two suspects, they were put through a bizarre reenactment. They both also retracted their earlier confessions, saying they'd been threatened and beaten. There were many doubts expressed about the prosecution case, not just by the defence lawyers, but also by international forensic experts, in particular about the central piece of evidence, the police DNA tests, which they said were unreliable. None of that was sufficient to sway the judges, who insisted the tests were up to international standards and enough to justify a guilty verdict and the death penalty. The emphatic outcome of this drawn-out trial gave some satisfaction to the family of David Miller, who attended the hearing.
We believe that the result today represents justice for David and Hannah. It is our opinion that the evidence against Weipo and Zaw Lin is absolutely overwhelming. They raped to satisfy their selfish desires and murdered to cover up that fact. They have shown no remorse during the trial.
It was a very different experience for the mothers of the two convicted men who were visiting from Myanmar. In court, the defence lawyers had failed to convince the judges of the flaws they said riddled the prosecution's case. Now they plan to appeal against the verdict, a process which could take years. Jonathan Head, BBC News, Koh Samui, Thailand.
David Cameron has released his annual Christmas message in which he's urged Britain